just left Walmart and we were just in a crash. Our taxi cab just slammed into that Mercedes over there because they ran the light. The guy in there is hurt. We're waiting for police. This is pretty insane. Wonderful way to start off the vacation. Look at that. So I don't want to make this video super depressing. I'm not asking for any sympathy from you guys either. My family and I are all okay. We are not hurt from the crash, but I definitely think that this story should be told, and that's why I'm making this video. Like I said, I'm not asking for sympathy because we are completely fine, thank God. So what I wanted to do is kind of use the real footage I got after the crash and mix it in with a reenactment of the crash using Disney cars. So yeah, it's going to be kind of a funny video as well because it kind of like ruined our vacation a little bit. Yes, if you guys don't know, we were on vacation in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. This was the first day. We were taking a taxi to our hotel after stopping at Toys R Us and Walmart to hunt for some Disney cars. And I'll do a separate video on that, but I wanted to focus this video solely on the crash. It was going to be an awesome vacation. Was it an awesome vacation? No. Is that due to the crash? Partially, yes. So let's get right into the reenactment, guys. And I just wanted to say in advance, thank you so much for watching. I put a lot of effort into this video, so I hope you enjoy it. We are going to be at Chauncey Fairs because I like Chauncey and he's a taxi. So basically we stopped at Toys R Us and Walmart. Our taxi driver was super nice. His English wasn't the best. He spoke French mainly, but he did speak some pretty good English. So he was an awesome guy. It was not his fault, by the way. It was the white Mercedes fault, or whoever the driver was, Antonio Veloce Excelente. The white Maserati, he will be the stand-in for the white Mercedes that nearly, yeah, I'm going to say killed my parents because, yeah, I'm not exaggerating, guys. That is the absolute truth. So we are waiting here at the red light. Imagine there's a red light right here. It's blocking us. Cars are able to go horizontally here, and there's like a car in front of us like this. The light turns green. Swift alternator here makes his, pass right there. And for whatever reason, this white Maserati guy, the white Mercedes in real life, is going at I'd say 40 to 50 miles an hour, and he just goes right through. Police arrived. Now, there was a pedestrian crossing as well. She was coming this way, and Batman here will be the stand-in for her. Thankfully, she had some amazing leaping skills, which definitely helped her out in this situation. So she has that white pedestrian logo on the own pedestrian light, as I'm sure you guys have seen before. She is crossing this way as cars are going this way with the green. Everything okay, no jaywalking, no nothing. Everything's perfectly fine. She's coming this way. And the white Mercedes definitely makes some sort of contact with her, but she had like cat-like reflexes combined with the jumping skills, so she kind of leaped out of the way, and I'm very happy for that because she was okay, uninjured, just like my family and I, so I'm very grateful for that. Definitely, thank God. Her purse, on the other hand, was not as fortunate. When the car almost hit her, it took the purse with it, and the purse went airborne. It flew across the street. Now, in all honesty, who really cares about the purse when you're okay? She went to go grab it after, I guess you could say, everything calmed down. I mentioned that, though, because she was this close to being what the purse was, and that was just an honest-to-God ball going across the street because the car was going so fast. Like, there was no stopping that car, and the person had some serious, awesome reaction times, so I'm very happy for them because, yeah, she would have gone flying across the street as well. Now, Seeing this happen from the taxi, I am in the left back seat, my mom's in the right back seat, my dad's in the passenger seat up front, and obviously the driver is in the driver's seat. I see this person almost get hit, and I'm like, wow, I've never seen that before. That is pretty insane. I hope she's okay. And so she's over here now, like over there, and I'm like, okay, wow, this is pretty insane. I guess we're going to have to stop here and kind of go around this. But the taxi cab driver is going at maybe, let's say, we just picked up from the light, probably around 25 miles an hour, probably even less than that. And the car just really came out of nowhere. Like, just imagine going 45, 50 miles an hour. There's no seeing that. So our driver slams on the brakes as he should, and there was nothing more he could have done, and we skid right into there, like pretty much dead center in between those two doors right there. I remember seeing the line separating the front door from the back door, that line right there, and we slam right into it. And now this was a jolt. I went flying up and almost hit my head on the front seat. The cars I picked up from Toys R Us and Walmart, they were all on the floor. And it was just pretty insane. Like, oh my gosh, just remembering this right now, it's kind of making me nervous. But anyway, we hit this car. The car spins around like this and hits the curb over here like Flo's VA Cafe sign, and it goes airborne. The car is like this. It literally flies. I'm not kidding. I'm not exaggerating. And it ends up looking like this. Because if you see the video that I took after the crash, the car is angled that way when we are parked over here. How did that car get that way if it was coming this way? It literally spun around and went airborne. Like, it was going that fast that just a 20-mile-an-hour car hitting it made it spin out that crazily. So guys, I'm just trying to make you understand right now how bad this crash was. It was not a fender bender. That's a fender bender. This was not a fender bender. This was broadsiding that car. This was legit broadside like the Demolition Derby car that is just coming out in a couple weeks here. That's blue. You guys know what I'm talking about. This was absolutely insane. So the car is like this. We stop and we're like, oh my gosh, are you guys okay? And then he literally, our cab driver, drives over here off to the side of the road. You're kind of in like a parking spot. Batman is over here freaking out. She was ticked off, like she almost got killed. She definitely had the right to be ticked off. The airbags went off in the Maserati or the Mercedes in real life, which means the car is totaled. The guy driving the Mercedes that hit us is unconscious at the time. Our cab driver gets out of the car here. I am looking out of the back left window. There was no way I was getting out because there's oncoming traffic coming this way. So, and it was raining, so it was an intense moment. And, you know, sticking out the car door there and trying to get out was not the best idea. Plus, we were freaking out, didn't really know what to do. Also, there were car parts on the ground. We lost our entire grill. As you can see there on the screen, that was the front of our taxi. So we lost parts for sure. There was no doubt about that. And our cab driver calls 911, and he actually goes over to see what's going on with the guy in the car. He's like conversing with Batman, the woman that almost got killed herself. And he comes back and we're like, how's he doing? What happened to him? And he just said he's bleeding. That's really all he could say, because I guess he was just in like shock after it, and I guess it was pretty bad bleeding. I don't know. I didn't see it. I didn't get out of the car. I could not even see that far away because the airbags, and he was kind of lodged in there. So fast forward a little bit here. The first police officer shows up here. Malay, I think, is how his name is pronounced. He comes up here. As you guys can see, that Challenger, the white Charger, the white police Charger parked right there pretty much. He gets out and he's talking, or not talking, he's looking in the front door right there to see what happened to this guy. And obviously he's unconscious. And so what basically happens next is the fire truck shows up here and blocks our view entirely. It parks right here so we can't see anymore. We can't see what's going on this side. The ambulance shows up as well to take the person in that car away. More police cars show up. Tow truck shows up to eventually pull away the Mercedes that was totaled. And wow, it was probably the scariest moment of my life right there, because it was the closest time I've ever been to death. Now, I know this is kind of the opposite of what I said at the beginning. Like, I'm not trying to make this depressing, but it is the truth. I am not exaggerating. I wish I was. So that's pretty much the story. We were not at fault, and that's why we went to the hotel afterwards. It did take us a little bit. Our police officer guy came up and talked to the taxi cab driver, who was freaking out. We were kind of freaking out. They had to take our passports and just kind of get some information about us. And he's like, if the guy dies, this is going to be a big scene, which freaked us out, because it's like, how is that even our fault? I care about the person in the Mercedes, but first of all, they hit us. So to be completely honest, their well-being is not at the top of my priority list, because they're the ones that hit us and they caused that themselves. Now, were they intoxicated? Did the person have a medical condition like epilepsy that made them, like, I don't know, freak out or something? A seizure? Maybe that happened and that caused the person to just speed and run the red light. I don't know what happened. Either way, that was probably the person's last drive for a long time, because, you know, you just can't go back on the streets like that again. The person was taken to a local hospital. I don't know what happened. Most likely, I'd say he survived, because I think he did. Otherwise, like our cop friend said, it would have been a big scene. But yeah, this was insanely scary, guys. And I'm not asking for sympathy, like I said. I'm just telling you guys the story, because a big portion of my audience is small kids, teenagers, people that are like, I don't know, 10 to 20 years old, people like that. And obviously people older and people younger and stuff like that, whatever. Do not run red lights. Do not run stop signs. Abide the traffic signs at all times. Abide the traffic laws at all times. If you have not gone through driver's ed yet, you will most likely in a couple years, several years. I don't know how old you are. And pay attention in that class, because it's probably one of the only classes that information is given where you will know that information, need to know that information for the rest of your life. Will you know, or will you need to know, the area of an isosceles triangle when you are 30 years old? Unless you go into like insane math, no, you won't. So that is my opinion. Just literally, you could kill someone out there, you could get yourself killed. So just abide by all the traffic signs and everything. Go the speed limit. I mean, you'll get to your place safe and sound if you do that. I mean, actually, I shouldn't say that, because we were doing that. And did we get there safe and sound? Yeah. But was it close? It was definitely close, because let's rewind here. Say I didn't take as much time in Walmart. Say I didn't walk around the corner to see if there was an end cap of Cars 3 diecast. We would have gotten in that taxi cab a little bit sooner, not that much sooner, and we would have drove away. And say the car was still coming, which of course it would have been coming. This would have happened. It would have broadsided us. It would have hit us instead of we hitting them. I mean, a collision, you hit each other, but you guys know what I'm saying here. They would have broadsided us, and since my parents were on that end, it would have been very, very, very tragic, close to lethal. I mean, that is close right there. I mean, 40 miles per hour, probably even more than that, in a pretty tough Mercedes-looking car, hits the side there. What would have happened to us is most likely we would have gone like this, and we would have probably flipped over. I mean, I don't even know what would have happened to me and the taxi cab driver. Even though we were on the other side, it's not like we were safe or anything. So that just proves my point, guys. Be careful when you're driving. I know a lot of my audience do not have their driver's license yet, but you will in the future. And remember this video because you don't want to get someone else killed, because that means you are in jail for a long time and you don't have a license. Your license would be revoked. Now let's say you're on the flip side of the situation, which you can't really control yourself, but try and think of it from their perspective, their point of view. You could kill the person, taking them away from everyone that loves and cares about them. You could paralyze the person, which obviously would seriously restrict them for the rest of their life. You could seriously hurt them, etc., etc. You guys know, I didn't want to make this a depressing, sad video. I know it's kind of become that, but it's the reality of the matter. You gotta be careful when you're out there, and it's just the way it is. Things can happen, especially when they're like bad conditions, like rain, which makes the road slick. And of course, it kind of makes everything uneasy because you have the windshield wipers going, which is distracting, and if it's snowing, obviously that's even worse. And there are even more conditions as well that you need to be careful of, especially like in a case where it's raining. You could hydroplane, which is not good. You could hit other cars by doing that. So yeah, you just gotta be careful, guys. And I don't want this video to be depressing. I don't want this video to be a lecture to you guys, but I feel like I had to share this with you guys. It's a perfect time to make something that was terrible into a lesson for everyone. Maybe by making this video, I can help someone. Maybe someone goes out after watching this video and they take it a little bit slower. I'm not saying you guys would naturally go above the speed limit or crash into someone. I'm just saying because I know a lot of people go above the speed limit. And so yeah, I'm just trying to make this into something that could help someone, save someone's life, because it was an almost fatal situation for the Mercedes driver, us, and of course Batman. So guys, that's pretty much it. After they found out that everything was, I guess, okay with the other guy, we could go on to the hotel. Our taxi driver was super cool. I thank him a lot for obviously braking so hard and actually getting us to the hotel safely. Obviously it wasn't as smooth as it could have been, but there was nothing he could have done to prevent what happened. He did the absolute best he could by braking so hard, slamming his foot on the brakes. So I owe a lot to that guy, and I really do appreciate what he did. So guys, I hope this video, meant something to you. I worked pretty hard on this video actually, with the editing and the background here and stuff, with the reenactment. I hope you guys, take something away from this video. I really do appreciate you watching. Again, I don't want any sympathy. I know you guys are going to be so nice and say like, I'm sorry for your crash. I hope you guys are okay. We are okay. Thank God for that. Anyways, guys, I will see you guys next time for another video, which will be back to normal videos in like a vlog of Montreal, where I actually show all the fun stuff like the 2 stores and what I found there, and possibly some clips from the actual city as well. The crash really just tainted the whole trip, because like every moment you're thinking about it. When you're crossing the street, you're thinking about it. And plus, it didn't help that literally the white Mercedes sedan is the most popular car in Montreal. Like literally, I saw so many of those things. It was unbelievable. And they weren't the same. They were all different. Honestly, that's the most popular car up there. If you live in Canada, if you live in Quebec, if you live in Montreal, you guys might know what I'm talking about. But anyways, I will see you guys next time. Let me just show you guys some fun stuff that I got in the mail today, because I want to make this video a little bit better than, a little bit more uplifting. Some factory customs. This is Green Frank right here. That's a white neon shoe to the Roki, which in my opinion looks absolutely gorgeous. So I'm so happy I got him. And thank you guys for watching. Just take something away from this. Don't blow it off or anything like that, because it's important stuff. And yeah, if you're a student driver like I was over the past couple years, follow the speed limits, guys, because otherwise you will end up very sad like this McQueen right here. Alright guys, thank you again. I'm sorry. I'll see you next time. Bye now.